Alright, so this is a video review and unboxing of the Elite controller by EMiO. EMiO, however you pronounce this here. This is an Elite controller. I found it on Amazon.com with Prime shipping for about $115. So a lot cheaper than your other companies like Battle Beaver Customs or Scuff, something like that. So supposedly it comes with interchangeable pads, some paddles for the back, different stick heights and stick types. So not a bad deal for $115. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Looks like everything as promised. So it looks like we've got changeable stick heads here, sticks, your standard controller, and then a little D-pad changer there. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up the rest of the way, see if I can get it out easily. Okay, it seems to come out nicely. There's actually it's a pretty nice cable. It's got like a wrap around it. It's got like a cloth wrapping around it. So it actually looks like it's pretty long. It's not like one of those 3-inch cables. So this has got to be like a 6-foot cable, 4 to 6 feet. And it's got a nice little cloth wrap. So I like the cable that comes with it. One of the little thumb pads has come off, but it's jelly. It's kind of concave a little bit, and it's got like a little bit of texture on it. It's kind of jelly, rubbery, so I imagine it just slips on over. Those are the blue ones, and the black ones. Black ones are a little softer. It feels like they're softer than the blue ones. So I think that's the difference. The blue ones seem a little bit harder. The black ones seem a little softer. Now, also in the box here, I've got the controller itself. It feels pretty heavy. It's really in there. Okay. It feels heavy. I think it's heavier than a normal PlayStation controller. I may be wrong, but it feels a little heavier. And then this piece it's metal. It's not plastic. You heard it fall on the table earlier. It sounds like a quarter, right? It's actually metal, and it looks like it just kind of clips on right on top here. No, it doesn't clip on. So we actually have to remove this piece. It just comes off. Maybe it's like it's held on by a magnet, which explains why it's metal. So this is metal as well, and this is magnetic. So you just replace it with this piece, and it's held on with a magnet. That's kind of concerning because it feels like it would just pop off by accident in the middle of gameplay if you use this a lot. It would just kind of, oops, you know, if you're switching. I like the texture here on the share and options button. It's kind of nice so you know you're hitting them. And then the touchpad itself. It looks like it has a texture, but it actually feels really smooth. It's really just kind of I don't know, it feels really smooth. There's very little grip. There's some, but there's not a lot. Looks like it has a light bar, which is good. This is the spot for those paddles to go. We're going to put those on in a second. And then this is fully depressed. And then I think if you flip these, it moves the height so that you don't have to push it all the way. I mean, think about the amount of time it takes to press this versus that. So this is the single, and this is the full height right here. So I'm not sure. I think it just depends on if you like that shorter push, the shorter trigger, or the longer trigger. It doesn't seem like it does anything like custom. It doesn't seem like it would be rapid fire or anything like that. So it just seems like it's just a preference of how far you want to have to push your buttons. If you want to push them all the way down, or if you just want to set the switches to half height, so you just tap them and they go in. So that's pretty nice. Let's take a look at the little sticks themselves. It's interesting, it only comes with one set of sticks. I imagine they are metal. They feel nice. When you drop them, they sound metal. They feel good. They're like a smooth rubber in the center, but kind of around the edges it's got like a texture. So it's kind of like a car tire. There's like little bumps all the way around, but in the center it's smooth. And they're both concave. They both dip in the middle. So you put them on like this, and I guess they're also held in by magnets, because they just kind of, it feels like it pulls it on. You stick it on there. I'm not sure if this company makes something a little higher. My other joystick that I have, my official Sony, I got something called Control Freaks, where you just add it onto the top and they stick out a little bit. But then I imagine you could put these little grips on over these. That would be nice. I suppose the concept here is that if it's difficult to put on, then it's not going to come off accidentally. So it does fit on there nice and snug. Does feel good, and then when you put it on, it makes a difference. A little bit like that. So it gives it a little bit more height. That feels a lot better. I like that it's kind of squishy, kind of jelly feeling. So that's nice. So let's get to what I really bought this for. Was the paddles on the back, so that you don't have to leave your aim stick to do commands like jump or reload. So I can just reach back here and reach it with those fingers. So let's get in here and take these out. And I assume that they're also magnetic. So there's a little dot right there that kind of sticks out, and I imagine it just pushes in right there. So you can set this like this. It's not held in by a magnet. Like, it doesn't feel like it, not at all. It's just kind of loose. So I guess you gotta kind of be careful when you're playing that you don't accidentally flick it, the wrong way, because then it's gonna get all twisted out of the way and it might just fall off. So you gotta kind of be careful. Everything fits together nicely. It'd be nice if these were magnetic, or maybe it had some assembly that you had to take this out, lock this in place, and then maybe even screw it back in with a screw. I think I would feel more secure if it were screwed down or clipped down than just kind of being held in place by a gravitational force. I am also going to go ahead and put a blue one on this, like so. And put it on there. Now we'll get to see. Looks like they're almost the same height. It's maybe an optical illusion, but it looks like the blue is a little taller, but it's probably not. The blue is definitely firmer. As far as like the density of the gel, the blue is a firmer, and the black is a little squishier. So the blue seems like it has a little bit more. So if you want the lower stick, so I'd probably switch these. Actually, it's so much easier just to do that, so that I have a taller stick over here and a shorter stick over here. And I suppose the good news is that it does come with 2 of each. So if you do like 1 of each like I do, you've got a spare for the right. They're omni-sided here, so that's pretty nice. Feels good. I can click, and I've got these buttons down here that activate my buttons here. So I'm going to plug it into the PlayStation and give it a shot. We'll see what it's like. So overall, the EMiO Elite controller is a pretty good deal. I mean, for half the cost of a Scuff or a Battle Beaver, it does the same thing. My only complaints really are that these little things, they're made of metal, so they're good high quality, but they really need to be held in by magnets, because if you put it down wrong, or something like that, and then you do one of these, then it's in this awkward position, and then oh my gosh, it came out. They're just kind of in there, very flimsy, and I guess that they're designed to kind of break away, so that they don't break when when you're using them, and they don't bend. But I kind of would prefer that they be held in by magnets or something a little bit stronger. The other drawback for me is that it requires a little USB dongle to pair it with the controller. It doesn't pair directly to your PlayStation like you would find like a Scuff or a Battle Beaver custom. So you have to have this extra little piece that sticks out of the PlayStation. It requires a lot of getting used to, but if you're already used to a Scuff or something, then this is definitely worth buying it only $100, $115, and you get Amazon Prime shipping. I've heard that sometimes the wait time for a scuff is very long. So overall, good design. It feels a little heavier, but that may just be me. But I like that some of the metal components are held in by magnets. I like that these are held in by magnets. And I believe you can go to their website and possibly order different stick configurations. If you want something a little taller or something like that, you can get those separately. But this is the base model of the Elite controller that I bought on Amazon.com. Overall, I think it's a good controller. I already have 4 controllers, so I don't know if I really need another one. I may return this to Amazon.com. But it was pretty nice to play with. It's just I don't know if I can get the hang of the muscle memory on these things. I keep grabbing them when I'm in trouble. When I see an enemy and I need to shoot, I'll grab real hard and pull on this, and it's almost like my whole hand clenches down. And then all of a sudden I've switched weapons, I've jumped, and I'm shooting, and they're killing me, and I'm like way off. So other than that, pretty good controller. $115 on Amazon Prime.